Your full attention as your safety is our highest priority here on board. So please listen carefully to my safety instructions throughout this tour. So, we will be sailing under a lot of very low bridges, and therefore it's very important that you remain seated when we pass the bridges. Please also note that it's not permitted to touch the bridges and keep your hands within the boat when we pass them. Some of the bridges are very narrow. Note that smoking is not permitted on board, it also includes vaping, and that you have life vests under your seat. And now quickly language check. Har vi nogle danskere, som har brug for turen på dansk, så ræk hånden højt op. You got hand på dansk? Right. Så velkommen ombord. Hvis jeg må bede om jeres fuld opmærksomhed, det er sikkerhed af vores højeste prioritet her ombord. Så lyt godt af vores sikkerhedsbrugser. Vi kommer til at sejle under rigtig mange lave broer, og det vil være vigtigt, at I ikke rører broerne, og at I bliver siddende, når I sejler under. Vær opmærksom på rygning, ikke til at de her broer, og I har fundet bedste ud af jeres sidder. So today you're sailing with Captain Mark. My name is Darlie, I'll be your guide. Og I sejler i dag her med Captain Mark, og mit navn det er Darlie. Now, first bridge coming up to the lowest on the tour. Please remain seated and watch your hands. First the tour to the nails and facility system. Thank you. So right now we are sailing through a beautiful canal of Nyhavn. This was dug approximately 350 years ago by Danish soldiers to establish a connection between the sea and the King's New Square at the end of the canal. And back in the days, Nyhavn was a place full of American sailors, pubs, drunk people, and a very nice place to be. But today it has been transformed into a lovely area where you can go a little walk, maybe grab a beer and a hot dog, or eat an ice cream when the sun is shining. Vi sejler lige nu gennem Nyhavn, som blev udvalgt for 350 år siden af danske soldater til skabe forbindelse mellem havet og Copenhagen. I dag er det dejlige steder, hvor man kommer til biltur, drikke øl, spise en hotdog eller here on your left-hand side, you can see the beautiful Royal Danish Playhouse. It opened in 2008 with Shakespeare's famous play Hamlet, from where you probably know the quote, "To be or not to be." The play of Hamlet is set in the ancient castle of Copenhagen, which you can visit in the city of Øresund, located approximately 45 kilometers north of Copenhagen. Først venstre, der kan I se skuespilhuset, der åbnede i 2008 med Shakespeares kendestykke Hamlet, og det er så på flot i Helsingør. have the Opera House, opened in 2005, designed by the Danish architect Henning Larsen. The Opera House has 14 stories and the bottom of the floor are below ground. And inside of the foyer, which features three beautiful chandeliers designed by the Danish Atlantic artist Saviour. They light up the interior of the opera when it's dark outside. Så har en højrehånd opera, der åbner i 2015, sejler den i Danmark. Havsmål til Pengeboer, 5 af Christianshavn. Therefore, they have built an artificial ski slope on the roof of the incinerator, so you can go skiing on top of the incinerator. And there's also a rooftop bar on the top, so if you don't like skiing, you can always go to the rooftop bar, enjoy a drink, and a beach on top. So, med Copenhagen And then this black submarine on the right is And there she is, the Little Mermaid. Probably not from her best side. So if you'd like to see her from her good side, I would recommend you to go to this area where you can get a better view of the mermaid. Then you can also visit the park place behind called Castello, and all Star Fortress, very beautiful park to go for a walk. Så der har en lille havbro, nok ikke på ens bedste side, så I kan jo altid komme nærmere, komme op i det her område og gå en tur og ned til Castellet, der ligger heroppe bagved. So the Little Mermaid here, she was a present from the Danish brewer Carl Jacobsen from the Carlsberg, and she's been sitting in the rock since 1930. Den lille havbro var en gave på brygger Carl Jacobsen, og så her på siden 1930. Vandalized several times. Twice she was decapitated. Once she had her arm cut off, and then on several occasions they poured paint all over her. But luckily they managed to save it every single time, so she can welcome people here to Copenhagen. And in COVID times, no one wanted to make sure she was safe, so they gave her face mask on. Min havbro gennem huset, der er der flere opgange. 2 gange stod halvstånd, så der trukket arbejde en gang, og en flere opgange stod helt maling ud over. Men der blev reddet renset hver gang. Pavilions with green roofs. These are the royal pavilions, and this is where the royal family awaits to board the royal yacht. 2 paviljoner på hans højre hånd er de kongelige paviljoner her til kongens familie, hvis der går til forbud med kongens familie denne måde. With the blue eyes, the headquarters of Malmö, one of the biggest container shipping lines in the world. And their headquarters here is designed to reassemble shipping containers stable on top of each other. Bygningsværets højrehånd er verdens hovedkvarter med de ganske blå øjne. Bygningen sejler på det ligner skibscontainer stablet over hinanden. And the logo map that you will be able to see on your right is the light blue logo with the white 7-pointed star. And the 7 points symbolize that they sail in the 7 seas, says map. But if you ask an employee, they will probably tell you another story. And that the 7 points symbolize that they work 7 days a week. Mærsk logo, som vi kan se, er lyseblåt med en hvid sydspidset stjerne. Og spidsen symboliserer, at de sejler de 7 have, mens børn ansat vil de nok fortælle en anden historie. Og at det symboliserer, at de arbejder 7 dage om ugen. And then the 3 warehouses here on your right, they are all used as storage for the Danish colonies. And today you can find the royal cast collection in the first one, while the other 2 warehouses, they are luxury in front of Amalienborg. Højre hånd har Amalienborg, den kongefamilies hjem, som består af 4 palæer. Palæet med de 4 skorstener, hvor kongen og dronningen bor med deres 4 børn, så hver dag kl. 12 kan I se vagtskibet foran Amalienborg. And right behind Amalienborg you can see the beautiful marble church. This is the church with the biggest dome in Scandinavia. Also very beautiful and worth a visit the inside. Lige bag Amalienborg kan I se den smukke Marmorkirke, den kirke med den største kirkekuppel i Skandinavien. apartment can be found here at the Paper Island. Flere svensker har lejet papirøen, og det vil her man opbevare beskæftiget som det navn. Det var de der at lave noget byggeri, hvor man lige står vandkultur. Udover har jeg masser af moderne lejligheder. Now slowly moving towards the area of Christianshavn, an area founded by King Christian IV. He was probably the most famous king of Denmark, ruled for many years, had 23 children, and started a lot of wars. Most of them ended quite bad. But he did great things for the city, except from losing wars. He built a lot of beautiful buildings, found in Christianshavn with inspiration of Amsterdam. And when we enter the area, it is a residential area and a quiet zone, so you can enjoy the surroundings in silence as I'm not allowed to use the microphone. I will warn you about bridges and let you know when you can get the perfect photo of the beautiful Our Saviour's Church. Vi kommer nu ind mod Christianshavn, området grundlagt af Christian IV, og mest kendte konge i Danmark. Når vi kommer ind i Christianshavn, bliver inspireret af Amsterdam, så er det en stille zone, hvor jeg kan bruge mikrofonen, så jeg kan nyde de smukke oplevelser i stillhed. Jeg skal nok advare ord, fordi vi sidder på et godt billede af vores vejskirke. Now the bridge remains seated for this zone. Thank you. after the bridge, you can see our Saviour's church on your left. Have your cameras ready if you want a photo of the church. Right up. Så vi sidder lige for at det var smart, så fint. Kunne jeg vinde på hånden. Our Saviour's church. Martin Kirke. The Black Diamond, the new part of the Royal Library. The building here tilts 7 degrees over the water, so when the sun reflects down to the water and up at the building's facade, and it shines bright like diamonds. Sorte diamant på jeres højre hånd er den nye tilbygning til Kongelige Bibliotek. Hælder 7 grader over vandet, så når solen reflekterer ned i vandet og op på bygningen, så glipper den så bare det diamant. It's called the Locks, and in here you can find the architecture center, apartments, offices, all the gym with a view to the harbor. And a building is designed with the inspiration of shipping containers and Lego blocks. Grøn bygning foran det er Locks, hvor man kan finde det danske arkitekturcenter, lejligheder og kontorer, og et fitnesscenter med udsigt til havn. Bygningen er designet med inspiration af Lego-klodser og shipping containers. Canal, that means 9 low bridges will come up. First one is here, please remain seated. Silent wind will flex onto the name, so be there warm. Thank you. Brick building, King Christian IV Old Brewery. Press højre hånd har I So back in the days when there was no sewage and no access to clean drinking water in Copenhagen, the best way to fill up a thirsty mouth was by drinking beer. If you were a soldier or if you worked for the king, you would get approximately 10 liters of beer every single day. some people say that may explain why King Christian IV lost so many wars. Men der ikke var nogen plantering eller noget, så længe ikke hvad var hvis noget slukket top på ved at drikke øl. Og arbejder man på kok, så fik man til 10 liter øl om dagen. Hvilket man har været fantastisk fedt. Now we got a bridge. Please remain seated. We will pull this over slowly. Thank you. So here again, in front of us, you have the beautiful marble bridge, and to the right, 2 pavilions, which is the entrance to the royal stables. Her foran der har en både marmorbord til højre, til pavillon, der er indgang til det kongelige hovedvæg. Please remain seated as we pass the marble bridge. Thank you. And we're now approaching a very special bridge of our tour, the Øresund Bridge. This is the most narrow bridge of our tour, and only the most skilled captains of Copenhagen know how to pass it. When we pass it, it's very important that you remain seated and keep hands, arms, and elbows in sight of the boat. Kommer nu til stormbroen, smalleste bro på turen, og her det kun de dybeste kaptajner i København, der ved, at man sejler igennem. Når vi sejler igennem, er det vigtigt, at I bliver siddende og holde jeres arme, hænder og albuer på båden. So please remain seated, keep hands, arms, and elbows inside of the boat. Thank you. Give a big applause to Captain Frank for taking his name to the bridge. Now over here on your right hand side you have the Castle Island, and the Castle Island is where all the power of Denmark has been centered for many years. It is looked at here today. The big building with the tower, Christiansborg Palace. And I'll tell you a bit more about Christiansborg Palace when we turn around the island and sail in front of it. På jeres højre hånd, der er et slotshånd. Det er en ø, hvor alle magt har været samlet i. Og det er en længden Christiansborg, så det er fortæller lidt mere om, når vi er omkring øen og sejler på 100 meter. So the orange building on your right is Copenhagen Museum. Baden Copenhagen was a famous Danish sculptor who lived 40 years in Rome, Italy. There he made a lot of sculptures, and when he returned to Denmark, he donated most of them to the city of Copenhagen. Den orange bygning er Copenhagen Museum, og Copenhagen har kendt deres billedhugget båden før og i Rom. Hvor han havde lavet en skulptur, og han studerede til København og flyttede tilbage. And then over on your left hand side you have the area called Amalienborg or Old Beach. This is the oldest area of Copenhagen, and people live here already back in the Stone Age. området på jeres Øresund i Gamle Strand ind til området i København og herfra tilbage. Men så helt tilbage til stenalderen. And then the tower you can see in front of us is the tower of Nikolai's Church. Nikolai's hotel, beautiful church transformed into art center. Wonderful up foran jer, det er tårnet for Nikolajs kirke, Nikolajs kunsthal. Et kunsthal, hvor de laver pop-up art, kunstudstilling. And please remain seated. Thank you. Over here on your right, you can now see Christiansborg Palace. The third building in this exact position called Christiansborg Palace. Today the building houses the Danish Parliament, the Supreme Court, and the office of the Prime Minister. But back in the days, it was the residence of the royal family. The tower of Christiansborg Palace is free to visit, but there you have a wonderful view of the city from above. Så her på jeres højre hånd har I Christiansborg Slot, og herinde finder I her Folketinget, og statsministerens kontor. Tilbage til var det det Folketinget. Tårnet kan vi søge helt klart. Got a bridge, please remain seated. Thank you. Today transformed into a church specifically built for the Navy by King Christian IV back in the 1600s. It is also the only church that is placed right next to the water here in Denmark. På jeres venstre hånd har I Holmens Kirke, en tidligere ejendomsmedie, der blev lavet om til kirke af Christian IV. Den eneste kirke, der ligger her, den på venstre. What is that? Over on your right, behind the tent, you have the stock exchange, or what was left of it. The ruins as it burned down last year in April. Designed by the Danish architect Amalienborg Palace. På jeres venstre hånd, der kan I se Nationalbanken designet af den arkitekt Amalienborg. Then over on your right you have Kayak Bar, a lovely place to go enjoy a drink here close to the water. You can even rent kayaks from here. På højre hånd har I Kayak Bar, et sted der kan få noget at drikke eller en egen kajak. Please remain seated og sidde på siden. Thank you. the water here at the Copenhagen Harbour is today so clean that you can swim in it, and people really enjoy to have this opportunity to go for a swim, especially on sunny days. It's crowded with people that go for a swim in here at the harbour water, and in winter you also have people that like to go for a cold swim and then jump into hot sauna afterwards. And here at Strata we also maintain the opportunity for people to go swimming, and therefore we have a collaboration with the WWF where we help to maintain the water clean, so we can keep swimming here for many years to come. Vandet her i København har som regel man kan svømme i det, og kosten benytter det stort stil på solrige dage, men også over vinter, og som regel man hopper i en varm sauna. Jo, strømmer så er det også for, vi vil gerne være med til det hjem, at man kan blive ved med at svømme her. Det har vi et samarbejde med, så vi kan med i. Beautiful green building on your left is an old ferry terminal for the ferry traffic that went between Denmark and Sweden. And it was used until the early years of the last when the Øresund Bridge was complete. Today the building houses a private club. Færs venstre hånd, der kan I se en grøn bygning. Tidligere færgeterminal for færgetrafik til Danmark og Sverige. Og i dag så bygger den på væk. And the bridge we have in front of us is the inner harbour bridge. A technically advanced bridge they have given the nickname the kissing bridge. And that's because this bridge does open up and down, but because the two parts slide against each other and meet in the middle in what seems like the two parts meet in a lovely kiss when it closes. Og foran det er inderhavsbroen, også kendt som kysserbroen. Og det er fordi den ikke åbner op og ned, men de to dele flyder over hinanden og mødes igen. Der ligner at de gør det kys. Slowly sailing back into København, an area that the Danish ferry to the right hand Christianshavn we really love. He also lived here for 20 years of his life. Traveling for København, sung by the local actors, is so close to all this in view. And if you wonder why the houses here in København have all different colors, there's actually a reason behind it. And that was because back in the day, most of the people that lived here in København were soldiers and sailors that sailed and stayed away for many months, and then they couldn't remember where they lived. So therefore they made the houses in different colors, so they would remember where they lived. København har forskellige farver, og sejler og sømænd er ude og sejle i flere måneder, og hjem og måske ikke lige huske, hvor de boede, som det var husene med. And there now, we're approaching the lowest bridge of our tour again, so please, take your seats, remain seated, and watch your hands. Så bliv siddende, lav så over turen endnu en gang. Pas på hovedet. Thank you. 1 hour slower is arriving to its end. Captain Frank and I, we hope you have enjoyed it. Please remember your belongings when you leave the boat and mind the gap between the boat and the pier when you get up. Please remain seated until we let you know you're safe to get off the boat. Thanks for the ankomst til turen til. Har taget trækker jer. Husk at tage at se mere om når I forlader båden og være opmærksom på hotellet, når I stiger af bord. Ellers håber jeg, at I får en dejlig dag, og tusind tak til de venner, der sejler med. So have a wonderful day everyone, and enjoy the time. Thank you so much.